Chosen ones, the sky has already shifted, but its message is still echoing. After the total lunar eclipse, many of you are sensing strange ripples inside, sensations you cannot explain, signs you dare not ignore. This is not superstition. This is alignment. The moon's shadow did not just pass over the earth. It stirred the hidden chambers of your mind and body. The post-eclipse phase is more than astronomy. In Shaolin wisdom, outer shifts mirror inner states. A cosmic event is a mirror, a call to self-examination, a reminder that what is buried in silence will not stay silent forever. The energy of such nights unsettles the surface so the depths can rise. And when the depths rise, they come with symptoms, restlessness, sudden emotion, vivid dreams, even pain. These are not random, they are signals of awakening. Tonight, I will take you through 9 strange physical symptoms that may already be unfolding within you. Each carries a hidden lesson, a path toward mastery. If you learn to see it clearly, you will discover why your body aches when your spirit shifts, why dreams turn intense when intuition sharpens, and why silence feels heavier after cosmic upheaval. These are lessons not often spoken, but carried in ancient practice, guarded in Shaolin wisdom. Stay with me until the end, because each symptom is a thread. Alone, it may confuse you. Together, they weave the full picture of transformation that this eclipse has unlocked. This is Shaolin Soulfire. Welcome to our circle of seekers. If the fire of truth calls to you, subscribe now and walk with us through this journey of discipline, stillness, and inner awakening. The eclipse has opened the door. Let us step through it together. There are moments when your body feels like a drum being struck again and again, vibrating with a rhythm you did not choose. After the eclipse, this sensation can grow stronger. A restless current flows through you. It can feel like too much energy, too much tension, too much urgency to move, speak, or act. Many mistake this as chaos, as something to fight against. But in truth, it is alignment. Your inner clock is adjusting to a new pattern written in the heavens. When I was a young student, I remember nights when I could not sit still. The silence felt heavy, yet my body felt like fire. My master did not tell me to suppress it. He guided me to breathe. Inhale slowly, exhale fully, again and again. The excess energy that once scattered my focus began to soften, to circulate, to feed clarity instead of confusion. This is the principle. Energy itself is not the problem. It is force without direction that exhausts us. Shaolin practice teaches you not to fight your own vitality, but to refine it. Just as a river carves stone when it flows steadily, so too does disciplined breath carve space in the restless mind. When you feel charged after the eclipse, recognize it as a sign of awakening, not imbalance. Sit in stillness. Feel the current move through your chest, your arms, your legs, guided gently with your breath. With time, you will notice that what once felt overwhelming becomes a reservoir of power. The body is aligning with rhythms greater than itself. You are not losing control. You are being invited to master it. There are nights when emotions rise without warning, as if the eclipse has pulled them from the shadows of your chest. Grief may tighten your throat. Anger may surge like a sudden flame. Joy may appear so intensely it feels almost unbearable. These states can sweep through you, and in the moment they seem final, unshakable, as though they define who you are. But they do not. In ancient practice, the mind is compared to the sky, and emotions are clouds. Some are dark, heavy, and lingering. Others are bright, fleeting, gone within moments. No cloud remains forever, and no emotion defines your essence. The art of mastery begins with remembering this truth. When Shaolin monks train, they are not only taught to discipline the body, but also to watch the movements of the heart. In the middle of intense combat drills, frustration may rise. In long meditation, restlessness may appear. The lesson is not to destroy these feelings or cling to them, but to witness them. Breath by breath they are allowed to move on. This is the practice of stillness, not cold detachment, but steady awareness. You watch grief without drowning in it. You watch anger without feeding it. You watch joy without clinging to it. Each emotion, like a cloud across the moon, changes the light for a moment, then passes. To live this way is not to suppress yourself, but to know yourself deeply. Discipline does not mean forcing silence on the heart. It means creating the space where emotions can flow without sweeping you away. The eclipse stirs these hidden tides, but you hold the steady center, you remain the sky vast and clear, no matter how many clouds drift through. There is a wisdom written in the body that words can never fully capture. Muscles tighten, the back aches, the chest feels heavy, not only because of posture or effort, but because unspoken stories have settled there. Every unexpressed sorrow, every silent burden, every moment you chose endurance instead of release can become woven into the flesh. After the eclipse, these hidden layers stir. The body begins to speak in the only language it knows, sensation. In Shaolin practice, pain is not treated as an enemy. It is seen as a messenger. When I was training, long hours of stance work would bring fire to the legs. My teacher would simply say, "Stay, breathe." In staying, I learned that the pain was not just physical, it revealed impatience, resistance, and fear rising within me. By breathing into it, I discovered that discomfort carries within it the seed of release. To resist pain is to add another layer of tension. To lean into it with awareness is to allow the knot to slowly unravel. Breath is the key. Inhale as if drawing light into the tightness. Exhale as if softening the grip of the past. Over time, the body yields, and with it, the heart begins to let go of what it no longer needs. The eclipse shakes loose what has been hidden. The aches you feel may not be new, they may simply be uncovered. Do not rush to silence them. Listen instead. There is discipline in meeting pain with presence. There is mastery in not running from the body's truth. Each ache is a story waiting to be released, a reminder that even in discomfort, the path to freedom is already unfolding. There are times when the mind feels like a pond disturbed by too many stones, ripples everywhere, no reflection possible. After the eclipse, this confusion can feel sharper, thoughts scatter, decisions feel heavy, and clarity hides behind the fog. Many grow restless in this state, pushing harder, chasing answers, but the harder the chase, the further clarity slips away. Shaolin wisdom teaches that focus is not forced, it is cultivated. Discipline is the path back to stillness, not through grand effort, but through the simplest of rituals. Straighten your spine so the body becomes a pillar. Allow the hands to rest lightly, unclenched. Close the eyes and let the breath flow in and out like a tide. These small acts seem ordinary, yet they cut through the haze more surely than restless searching. In the temple, when young students felt their minds scatter during training, the masters did not give them lectures. They told them to stand in horse stance, to stay, to breathe. In the silence of the posture, the mind, once stormy, began to settle. What felt like fog was not a lack of clarity, but too much movement. Through stillness, the water cleared and reflection returned. This is why discipline matters. It is not punishment. It is structure that brings the wandering mind back home. A steady breath, a rooted posture, a calm gaze. These are enough to cut through the eclipse's confusion. The world may swirl, but within you hold a center that does not move. And from that center the haze parts and the path forward becomes clear. When the world feels louder than usual, it can seem as though your senses are no longer your own. After the eclipse, sounds may cut deeper, light may feel sharper, and the emotions of others may press into you as if they were your own. Sensitivity expands, and for many, it becomes overwhelming. Yet in ancient practice, such sensitivity is not seen as weakness, it is the doorway to deeper awareness. There is a story told in Shaolin circles of a novice who struggled because he could hear every small noise in the temple, the drip of water, the shuffle of feet, even the breathing of others during meditation. It distracted him, unsettled him, made him restless. His master did not silence the sounds. He told him, "Let them be part of your practice." Slowly, the student learned not to resist. He allowed the sounds to rise and fall, to exist without disturbing his center. In time, the noises no longer pulled him away. They became a reminder of presence. This is the lesson. Awareness will expand, but mastery is found in balance. If you drown in every sensation, you lose yourself. If you numb yourself completely, you close the door to growth. The middle path is to remain present, rooted in breath, anchored in the body, while letting the world flow around you. Heightened sensitivity after the eclipse is a sign that your inner doors are opening. Do not rush to close them. Train instead to stand firmly within them. Observe the lights, the sounds, the emotions, but hold to the still point within. The more the world presses in, the more you discover that silence is not the absence of noise. It is the unshaken center you carry inside. Dreams take on a different weight after the eclipse. They no longer feel like fragments of the mind, but like messages carried through hidden doors. Colors appear brighter, symbols linger longer, and sometimes the emotions from those dreams stay with you even after waking. Intuition too begins to speak with a sharper voice. Sudden insights, quiet warnings, or an inner pull that cannot be explained by logic alone. This can feel like a gift, but without discipline, it can also become a trap. In Shaolin tradition, the subtle is always honored, yet never blindly followed. There is a tale of a student who dreamed of triumph in battle. He awoke filled with confidence, certain that the dream meant destiny would favor him. When he rushed to act without preparation, he was quickly defeated. His master reminded him, "Dreams point the way, but your steps must still carry you. Intuition is guidance, not completion." The teaching is clear. Trust the signals, but ground them. A dream may reveal hidden fears or longings. An intuition may point to a choice you have ignored. These are invitations, not guarantees. The work lies in daily practice, discipline of breath, clarity of mind, and mindful action. Without these, dreams dissolve into fantasy and intuition into impulse. When your nights grow vivid and your inner voice grows strong, take note, but do not rush. Write them down. Reflect on them. Then return to practice, letting your breath and actions sift truth from illusion. In this way, you honor the unseen without being consumed by it. True mastery is not chasing visions. It is walking with them steadily, step by step, until they become part of your living path. There are seasons when the spirit longs to turn inward, when the noise of the world feels heavy and the heart whispers for space. After the eclipse, this pull can grow stronger. You may feel the urge to withdraw, to step away from people, from tasks, even from conversation. Many mistake this as isolation or weakness. Yet in the Shaolin tradition, retreat is not escape, it is renewal. The old masters understood the rhythm of advance and return. Just as a bow must be drawn back before it releases an arrow, the spirit sometimes needs to step inward before it moves outward again. Silence becomes the string that gathers strength. Stillness becomes the space where clarity returns. There is a teaching of a monk who, after years of service, asked his master for time alone in the mountains. Some thought he was avoiding duty, but when he returned, his presence carried a deeper calm. His words fewer but sharper, his actions steady and precise. His withdrawal was not absence but preparation. He stepped back to strengthen the center from which he could give more fully. This is the way of balance. Retreat is not hiding from life. It is tending the fire within so it does not burn out. When you feel the call to step back, honor it. Sit in stillness, walk in solitude, let breath and silence do their work. Discipline is not only about enduring challenge, it is also about knowing when to restore. And when you re-emerge, you do so not drained but renewed, not scattered but focused, ready to meet the world again with steadiness and grace. This is the hidden power of retreat. It is the pause that makes the next movement true. There comes a moment when the path forward feels heavy, not because it is unclear, but because the self clings to what it already knows. After the eclipse, this tension can grow sharper. Old patterns rise, familiar habits pull you back, while new awareness pushes you toward change. It feels like a rope being pulled from both ends. The body wants comfort, the spirit wants freedom. This is the clash. Shaolin masters often speak of the ego as the loudest opponent a student will ever face. In training, a student may cling to pride, unwilling to admit weakness, unwilling to bow or begin again. Yet it is the bowing, the humility that opens the door to mastery. Ego resists because it fears losing control. But growth never comes through control, it comes through surrender. There is a tale of a monk who trained tirelessly but could not progress. His movements were stiff, his mind filled with frustration. His teacher told him, "Your strength is not the problem. Your refusal to release it is." Only when the monk surrendered his rigid will did his movements soften, flow appear, and progress begin. The clash he felt was not against the world, but against his own holding. When awareness expands, the ego feels threatened. It tells you to hold tightly, to resist change, to protect the familiar. Discipline means choosing otherwise. To surrender is not defeat, it is trust. It is releasing the grip on what no longer serves so that something greater can take root. In this way, humility is not a small act. It is the bridge between old and new, the quiet bow that allows transformation to unfold. Without it, we circle endlessly. With it, we step into growth. When the storm has passed, silence returns in a different way. The air feels lighter, the heart senses an opening, and a quiet pull toward new beginnings arises. After the eclipse, this feeling can be strong, as if life itself is inviting you to start again. But Shaolin wisdom reminds us, renewal is not born in haste. True change does not come from sudden leaps, but from steady cultivation, like water shaping stone drop by drop. In the temple, students often wanted to master techniques quickly, to prove themselves ready for the next challenge, but the masters taught that rushing only scatters energy. Renewal requires patience, the discipline of repeating small acts until they take root. A seed does not become a tree in a night. Each day of care, each drop of water, each beam of sunlight brings it closer to its fullness. So it is with the spirit. After turbulence shakes the ground, the soil is fresh, ready for planting. The question is, what will you plant? A single act of breath awareness, a quiet moment of reflection, a gentle stretch held with presence, these are the seeds. Done daily, they create roots deeper than ambition, roots that hold firm when storms return. The pull you feel is not urging you to race forward. It is asking you to begin with sincerity. Renewal is found in discipline. The discipline to keep walking even in small steps, the discipline to keep tending even when results are unseen. Over time, the new self unfolds quietly, naturally, without force. This is the way of lasting growth. Fresh beginnings are not a blaze that burns out quickly, but a steady fire that carries warmth through every season. What many call symptoms are often the body's way of speaking, in a language we have forgotten how to hear. Restlessness, sudden emotion, aches, confusion, these are not punishments, they are signals, reminders that something within is shifting, that body, mind, and spirit are learning to move in new rhythm after the eclipse. The mistake is to treat them as enemies to fight. The wiser path is to see them as teachers. In Shaolin practice, discomfort is never wasted. A trembling stance, sore muscles, a restless mind, all are invitations to grow. One story tells of a novice who dreaded holding the horse stance. His legs shook, his breath grew short, and he thought only of escape. But his master reminded him, this trembling is not weakness. It is your body discovering new strength. With discipline, the student learned to stay, to breathe, to endure. What began as pain became power. The same is true beyond the temple walls. Aches may reveal where emotions have been buried. Restlessness may show where energy is blocked. Fog in the mind may point to places where clarity is waiting to be born. Each signal is a map if you have the patience to read it. Awareness is the first step, seeing discomfort without judgment. Discipline is the second, meeting it with breath, presence, and steady practice. Together, they transform what feels unbearable into something useful, even empowering. The eclipse has stirred what lies hidden, but it has done so to bring you closer to mastery. What unsettles you today may become the very strength you stand upon tomorrow. Every signal, if met with clarity, becomes a step on the path. The signs you feel in this post-eclipse season are not meant to frighten you. They are gentle reminders that your body, mind, and spirit are alive, shifting, and searching for harmony. When you meet them with Shaolin discipline, with humility, and with the quiet strength of mindful practice, every discomfort becomes an opening. Restlessness can sharpen your focus. Pain can teach release. Confusion can uncover deeper clarity. Take these lessons into your daily life, not only in moments of ritual, but in the small choices: how you breathe when tension rises, how you listen when emotions stir, how you pause before acting. Step by step, these practices carve a path of balance that no eclipse, no storm can shake. May you carry this calm into your days ahead. If this message has spoken to you, I invite you to join our journey here on Shaolin Soulfire. Like this video, subscribe, and walk with us as we continue to explore wisdom, discipline, and the fire of inner mastery. Until then, stay steady, stay present, and let your spirit unfold in its own time.